I've got to do that now. I have my coffee, though. I have I have my coffee. Well, it's like an Americano, really. But, I have everything except for refilled water for my paint. And then I can start painting this big guy. It'll be fun. Hang on, let me go do that real quick. Oh, I'm still a little sick, so we are yet again sticking with our, with our, what do you call it? VTuber model. Wow, my brain is all sorts of foggy. But anyway, I didn't... Oh boy. I didn't want to, be showing you all my gross face when I start coughing like I will every now and then, so I figured, you know what? Stick with the pompous Imperial Royal VTuber model for right now. Might be fun. So in the meantime, I have this big guy, this big old Daemon Prince. Real pretty one. I am going to grab the water to refill my water for my paint, and then we can get started. He's a big boy. He is meant to be a Noise Marine. I'm gonna keep talking. Go do this. Okay, so, wet palette first. Wet palette always eats first. Wait, but before I do that, let me also just get this soaked properly. Doing everything out of order. Wanted to play more of the Tiny Desk songs from NPR, but I'm pretty sure if I'm live on YouTube, that's gonna get me a copyright strike. So we are not gonna do that, and instead, we're just gonna stick with some nice lo-fi in the background, and you get to hear my awful voice commenting on things instead. Yay! Okay. I actually have everything set up this time. I have my coffee. I have my... Let's see. Coffee, check. Model, check. Wet palette, check. Let's get a paper sheet onto that. And then we'll get started. So. Let's see. Alright. Place that down. Make sure it gets nicely hydrated. Out from the center, because we want to make sure it's nice and flat, so we get all that good hydration in there. There we go. Okay. There we are. Usually you give it a sec to see if any more air bubbles pop up or it starts folding upward again, but that should be okay. And then I think I need to open up a reference photo. So I saw a good tutorial for for Emperor's Children armor on Goonhammer. So I'm gonna open that one up just so I can see how they do the pink, because the pink is the part that I definitely think I'm going to have the hardest time with. I've got, let's see, Screamer Pink, Pink Horror, Nagaroth Knight, Demonette Hide, basically the things that I would need for this. And I'm not really going to copy that, what do you call it? That scheme, because I don't really want to, you know, do the exact same thing. Sounds a little boring. But I'm probably going to copy the technique and the at least the pink. But instead of going with black trim, I'm going to go with gold to make him look more ostentatious. He's supposed to be Slaneshi, right? So we'll do that in a sec. But, and we'll need Retributor armor for that, I think, which is somewhere around here. I'll grab that if I don't have it, but that's okay. Let's get the Goonhammer thing pulled up. I typed that in the exact wrong order. Okay, well, let's see. How to paint everything. Emperor's Children Chaos Space Marines. Purple metal. No. I think it was this one here. Yeah, this was the one that I liked because it wasn't too over the top. Oh, excuse me. See? That is why I am doing the VTuber model today, because the last thing I want is to be stuck with, yeah, the thing. Alright. Now, hmm. Okay, so let me make sure that I'm actually live too, because I am not great about that. Hang on. Is it going? I think. Okay, I am live. I'm live on YouTube, so that's good. Let me make sure I'm live on Twitch. Should be, but we'll see. Should be, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. I am indeed live. Great. Alright. Awesome, 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 awesome. Right, so back to it. This was the scheme that I like. I wonder if they have a dedicated Noise Marine one. But we'll see. Here, let's take a look first at this. This is the one that I really like. There we go. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Oh, uh-oh. I heard that go off. Did it just... Oh, don't tell me that Camlink froze again. I really don't like this utility, the camera utility for darn it. Yeah, it went off again. See, this camera utility, camera hub, or whatever they call it for the Camlink, is just not good. It keeps, like, I don't know, crashing out, kind of? It's not great. Like, it just freezes. I want to try... Hang on. Before I do anything else, let's get... Where's the video capture device? Properties. Let's just change the thing to the Camlink itself. Okay. How are we looking here? Is it working? Oh. That doesn't look like it worked. Actually, somehow that's just shut down. Okay. Huh. Come on. Do the thing. Unplug. Plug back in. Did you try turning it off and on again? Well, this is awkward. Why does it keep doing that? There. Still no luck. Okay. Well, apparently CamHub is going to, like, force me to use it. I don't like that it does this. I wish that I had a better webcam than using my DSLR. I like the quality on my DSLR. It's just, man, the streaming USB thing doesn't like to cooperate. It's annoying. It's a great idea. It's just not well executed. I guess that's partially because my DSLR is old. Excuse me. Let me jiggle the wire a little bit, too. I don't know. I don't think that's going to help, but, you know. Try that again. Come on. Do something. I feel like there's, you know, the meme, someone poking the thing on the ground with a stick. Come on. Do something. Ah, yeah. Do I have Screamer Pink? Yes, I do have Screamer Pink. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to do multiple things at once here. Come on. Do something. Well, this is lovely. Come on. Okay, finally. Here we go. I just have to turn it off and turn it back on again so many darn times. It's annoying. I'm just gonna invest in a new webcam one of these days. Okay, so let's also get a little bit more light here. There we go. Yeah, okay. Just the light just a little bit more. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now we can start on things. And I have finished my Americano too. So that is great. Let me get this mixing balls as well. Okay. Let's see. Alright. So I'm gonna need Screamer Pink first. That's for sure. Wonder... Yeah, it looks like they did black. Okay. So that's good. Pink sections of the armor. Now I gotta decide what sections of the armor I actually want to be. Oh, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Again? Really? Seriously? Alright, there. Oh, you know why? Because now I have it set to the cam link when it should be the virtual camera. Okay, that's better. That is way better. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's get this done. Boy. Pick that up. Da 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 da. Okay. Then we can decrease the size of this, I think. So. Shake that. Shake, 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 shake. Alright. Let's go with... This is my nice Series 7. I need that for detail work, so we're going to use this guy right here. Now, for color scheme, how do I want to do this? I think pink, 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 pink. And then trim is going to get gold. So gold, gold. The wing... I forget how they do it on the Heresy models, because that's where this is primarily from. So let's look that up as well in a bit. Gold, maybe white for the helmet? Well, I guess we'll see. We'll try that in a bit. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so I think we've got a little bit of dead space here. Dead space. So let me move over. There it is. That's better. Okay. Let's just get a good glob. There we go. Screamer pink. Then I usually use a little bit of speed paint medium to dilute, to thin the paint. It's just... I like using that more than water when I'm starting out. I'll do some wet blending here, probably. Either that or, like, glaze over the pink horror. Okay, let's try that. Mix her up. Don't need to thin it down too much. Especially if I'm going to, like, do the wet blending. So actually, I'm gonna take the pink horror and get that ready as well. Do I have a ball in here? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Ooh. Oh, this is a fresh pot. Amazing. I don't think I've ever used this one before. Okay. Shake her up. Oh, darn, it's another one of these guys where it just doesn't what I like. Come on. I hate Citadel paint pots. Why do you do this to me? There we go. Okay. Shake that up. Shake, 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 shake. Alright, cool. Pink horror over here. There we go. Then just a little bit of speed paint medium on this one too. Just gonna prep for the wet blending ahead of time so that I don't have to worry about it when I do start doing so. There we go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. There we are. Okay. So, in core first. Let's start with chest plate. Well, let's actually do the pauldrons first. Don't tell me I overthinned this. That, or is it just that the pink horror, or the Screamer Pink doesn't have the best coverage? I guess I'll find out in a bit. Looks like it has fine coverage. Maybe I just overthinned it. Okay. Let's see if I can wet blend this a little bit. So I'm gonna build it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I think I might have thinned this a little too much. But let's see. I do think part of it is coverage. Doesn't seem to have the best coverage I've seen, but that's okay. For right now, we'll deal with it. Let's experiment with that. You know what? No, I'm taking that off. I don't feel good about that. I don't like that. So, I'm just gonna get that off now. Need a spare brush. Draw away that water. There we go. Oh, gosh, not again. It's like every 15 minutes with this thing. bit more. Just to get it all cleaned up. There we go. There we go. And just to be sure, not gonna rub, just press. There we go, that's mostly cleaned up. Yeah, we're fine. Let's try that again. Alright. Maybe I can... So you can actually see my water pot here. Okay. Still hydrated enough? Feels like it's still keeping its shape. There we go. Cool. Alright. We're good. Alright, let's try that again. Well, it's not the most consistent coat I've ever done, but that's okay. Yeah, I expect it to get a little bit more, like, uniform on the second coat. So, I'm gonna let it be for now. Not worry too much about it. Meantime, we'll get all of these bits at least coated. First coat. There we go. Hmm. So, I think around here on the inside as well. Careful. This is going to be a pain to trim, but I think it won't be too bad because, like, the layers are pretty, like, clearly raised up, so, like, the trim has a pretty defined, like, difference in height. So, I'm not too worried about it, but I will admit it's like, okay, well, it could be kind of a pain. We'll see, though. It definitely looks better on the second coat, though. I am much happier on that second coat already. So let's try it on the pauldron and see what we think. Oh yeah, I can already see that's way more consistent on that second coat already. I touch it. I always have the urge to move things around again. Just, Mickey, stop! Don't touch things. Touching things again. That is getting more consistent. Okay. Cool. Alright. I already feel better about that. I already feel a lot better about that. Phew. Excuse me. Doing it again, you know? Oh, one of my rocks fell off. That's okay. The basing bits can be fixed later. It's like literally the last thing I'm gonna do. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I can definitely say on third coat, everything already looks way more consistent, way better. So I'm not worried anymore, I think. Coverage now is way, way better. It just took an extra coat. Yeah, like, that pink... Well, I mean, is it the best coverage? No, but I think once it dries again, it'll be a little bit more uniform. So that's good. The chest plate looks like it's quite uniform, though. Just gonna keep building up a couple of layers here. Not again. Turns off once every, like, 5 minutes, which is super annoying. Because it shouldn't do that. But, yeah, it's whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh boy. That is awful. That is gross. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it is getting more consistent. Like, the pauldron already looks a lot less, like, um, hit or miss. There we go. Just making sure I have enough moisture on the brush at this point, you know? I want to make sure that I'm not underdoing it. Like, I have a tendency to get all the moisture off my brush, and that's not helpful. Yeah. There we go. And, you know, I'm, as usual, being a little unconcerned about getting it on edges where it doesn't need to be, because I'll go over it with something with way better coverage, like Retributor Armor has better coverage. This pink seems to. So, not concerned about that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright. Oh wow. You know? I'm actually quite happy with that so far. I was worried, but this pink has decent coverage. Okay, yeah. Keep alternating between, oh, it has dogshit coverage and it has decent coverage, oh. Alright, Mickey. Let's get a little more paint. Give that one last coat up here. Just this area, middle, that... I'm not gonna worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mickey. The more you touch things, the more you make them worse. Don't do that. I'm really good at getting things exactly where I want them to, and then going way too overboard from there. So I'm not going to do that. Last time we're going to go over the chest plate. Let's see. I think let's try this area just one last time. If I can get. There. And that is all we're going to do that. I am not going to move anything else around there. That's literally being left alone. Not touching that. Not touching... Not touching it. Not touching it again. Okay. This pauldron. There we go. Okay, not so bad. Oh, finally, that's actual smooth coverage. Yay! Got somewhere on that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good. Check. Check. And a little bit more on this edge here. See that it's still a little darker than the other side. Do I want to touch that? Do I really want to touch that? No. Here too, though. Let's see. Up here. Same thing. Then in here. Go. In a sec, that's gonna need a bit. Oh, this part back here. Okay. Well, we've got plenty more pink to do. It's just gonna have to be how this goes. Touch it again, Mickey. I keep having to remind myself. Just trying to unlearn bad habits as I get more experience painting. Is like, I keep going over things that I shouldn't be going over again. It's almost like a reflex. Because, you know, my dad's a painter, and he used to show me how to paint things, and for house painting and, like, large, like, construction painting, you know, you do go over the same area a couple of times, because you have more drying time, right? Whereas with acrylics, you can't do that. Oh, excuse me. So I just need to, like, it's a habit I need to unlearn, you know? Right here. Just a little bit more. Okay. That's gonna need another. That's gonna need another. That's nice and smooth. I'm trying to decide if these spiked areas will get gold or they'll get, like, I don't know. We'll see. I think the wing color should be different from the skin color, definitely. Excuse me. Trying to get this nicely zoomed. There we go. Wing color should be different from the skin color, I think. Although, how do they usually do Demon Princes? Let's see, does it usually match? Oh, not Demon Host. Although I do want a Demon Prince, or a Demon Host, at some point. Yeah, it's usually a darker shade than the skin. Okay. Excuse me again. Okay. Now, that pink's good. I'm not gonna touch it. That's good. Not gonna touch it. This needs something. This needs something. That pink's good. Not gonna touch it. Maybe in this recess right here. I try to get as much out of any paint that I put on the palette as possible, so I like rehydrate it with water from my brush, just to get that little bit more. And if it turns into a glaze, it turns into a glaze, but all the time helps me out quite a bit. Like, this way I'm just getting as much pigment out of it as possible instead of wasting paint. It just makes me feel better, I guess. I'm not sure it actually does much for the model, and maybe I would actually be better off, like, not doing this, but I'm like, ah, well, it's a couple bucks that I'm not spending on another pot. Okay. Maybe right in here. Okay. Now, backside here. Again, we're not gonna go over the same area. No extra brush strokes in the same area. I feel like $1,000,000 doing this. I actually feel like I'm getting somewhere. They always say that larger models are actually a lot of the time easier than smaller models, and I can 100% get on board with that. Totally agree. It's just so much more forgiving. Okay, right, Daemon Prince. Was it this one? Yeah. Okay, so they do some, like... I wish I had a better example than that dark purple. I think maybe the red. Yeah, alright. Open image in new tab. Excuse me. As you can see, for this guy, I very much, like, lowered the wings. Like, they can be, like, angled more up, but instead, like, I did them more down to look like he's sort of, like, in a stance like he's backing up to prepare to fire. Or, like, beat his wings forward, you know? And I wanted the power pack on the back with the wings because I was like, oh no, that's... I think it looks cooler that way. It's just so much more fun. Yeah. So far I'm enjoying it. Like, I think I made the right decision with this model. I'm happier with it. Okay. So, backside needs another coat. And then this area needs to be taken care of. Portions of the power pack need to be painted with the same pink. Oh boy, excuse me. I think I do need to decide on, like, what color I want the skin to be. Oh boy. Oh, still coughing. Still feeling awful. Like, that's gonna be probably the big thing that I need to decide first, is what color do I want the skin to be? But let's finish up the first pink layer before doing anything else. A little bit more speed paint. Just a teeny tiny drop. There we go. so backside here, again, just going over it, not being too careful, don't need to be. Same direction. There we go. How does that pink on this one look? Looks a little dark, so maybe just one more. I totally could have done this in sub-assemblies, but I'm always just too lazy to do any kind of sub-assembly. So what did I do instead? Made work harder for myself, like I always do. There we go. Okay. So. I don't know, do we want pink and gold, or do we want, like, a pink and, like, a white gold? So, nah, I think gold. Make him look ostentatious. He's a Slaneshi Daemon Prince. We should make him as, like, ostentatious and over the top as possible. Okay. I love making everything harder for myself. Yay! Getting in back of this is great! Boy, that is going to be a pain when I have to do this. One of these days, I will not be so lazy, and I will actually do things in sub-assemblies. Starting to get there. Okay. This side... Oh, I missed a tiny spot on this armor right here. Same thing here, right in the back. Because making things harder for myself is just so great. Yay. And just this little bit right here as well. Okay. Cool. Alright. Now... Power pack. Oh, this is way easier too. Oh shoot, you know what? This is meant to be the same color as like the demon... Well, no, it's Noise Marine, so this is actually going to be metal. Never mind, we're good. Freaked out for a moment there, was thinking like, oh no! I painted something that's supposed to be skin colored. No, we're good. There we go. Oh, well, there it is again. You know, it's partially like the mirror itself, or not the mirror, the magnifying thing, but oh, actually, that's fine. Hang on. Let me fix this, but first let me just get this done. Why does this... Go. Not bad. I'll take it. Getting there. This safe. Alright. Hang on. See, I have my little thing here attached to the tripod, and that does make things a little bit annoying. Oh, I could have just done that the whole time. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. And now I could, if I needed to actually use the magnifying glass. Holy moly, I'm a dummy. Okay, well, I've been doing this wrong for weeks. Whatever, doesn't matter. Let's see if I can actually keep it in place, though. Ooh, I don't like that sound. Doesn't look staying in place, but at least it's staying. Oh, that sound really sucks. A little bit more. Ugh. I know you guys can't hear that. Tighten it like that, but I don't like it. Ugh. There. Oops, I changed the color. There we go. It's doing it again. Alright. Well. How is that going? Is that gonna hold? You know what? Looks like it's holding for now. That's fine. Okay. Alright. Gonna need more, but let's get this right here pulled in, where it's basically consistent. Alright, there we go. Now, right under here as well. Okay. Cool. Alright. Then in back. Right over here. Same thing in this crevice. Which is me making more work for myself. Amazing. I always manage to do that. That's okay. We're doing it live. Literally. There we go. That is as close as we need to get, because the nice thing is that, you know, like, there are plenty of areas that are not super visible, so I don't need to, like, put too much effort. So long as there's, like, a speck of color in an area, I can say, okay, that's done. It's great. Or anywhere else? Right here. Let's get a little dot of paint in. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. So, I got... Oh. Hang on. I am going to try something different. Nope. Oh wait, yeah, I could actually. Positioning. Is too much light now? That's better. It's not so bad. Yeah. Just trying to get the right focus here. Oh. Ah. No. Up. No. There we go. There we go. Now I have more area to work with. That is actually... You know what? That is way better. Although I don't like the... I am just so picky about configurations like this. Because really, I prefer... I wonder if I could... Hang on. Another idea. Sorry. I lower this, and then try repositioning. Ah! Oh man. I made everything harder for myself, you know? Like, I managed to make everything so much harder for myself. Really good at making things more difficult. Hang on, now this is twisted all about. It's gonna go off for a sec. Gosh. Alright. Untwist that. Get that in place. How about now? Okay, good. Now how about that? Alright. That's better. Yeah, I don't think anything changed at all. Yeah, literally nothing changed. I did all of that for nothing. Okay, well, that's fine. That is the story of my life. I love it when I do that. Right. There we go. So, just gonna get a little bit extra moisture off here. There we go. Okay. Is there anything? There's nothing left on this. Okay, let's just get some more. Hmm. It's weird because I know, like, I know the ultimate effect I'm trying to achieve with this thing, but I don't know what color I need to achieve the effect. You know? Like, I don't want it to just look like standard infractors do, but I don't want it to look... I don't know. I think I need to work on an actual color scheme for this, but I want to get the base coating. Like, I know for a fact I want this pink. That's why I've actually been using it, right? Like, I know that that's going to be like the basis for the color scheme, right? Like, I know that. But and I know that I need gold on the trim. Past that, I don't necessarily know how I want to achieve the effect. Like, for the skin, I don't know if I necessarily know how to achieve the effect I'm looking for. You know? Which just gonna have to figure out as I go, I think. Unfortunately, I don't think that... There we go. I need to do that area again, so I think it's just backpack and then the leg armor. Oh, and these plates right here. Amazing. Let's just do these first, they're really tiny areas. Dumb shaky hands are working against me yet again. There we go. Okay. First coat on there. Backpack. Power pack. There we go. You're doing it again, Mickey. You're going over the same place multiple times, going like this. Ah, you need to stop doing that. One coat down, let it go. Okay. Gonna go to the restroom real quick. Here's our progress so far. It's looking good. Okay. So, let's see. Where do we go? Leg armor, definitely. Need to finish up the backpack layer. Power pack. Gosh. Power pack layers. And, What color? I need to see an example of a Noise Marine. Weird that I need to, considering... Let's see if Goonhammer has a tutorial for that. No, they only have for the faction as a whole. Okay. So, if I want to look at an image in a new tab... Okay. So, they do white. Well, I guess really the whole point of Noise Marines is to be sort of unique. So I can't say things like, oh, they do white on their weapons, because that's just not always the case. Pink and black paneling. The grills are usually some kind of lead belcher, it looks like. And then, of course, the gold that I mentioned I wanted for any of the, like, audio speaker stuff. So, like, the rims around these speakers would definitely be gold. Iconography... I can take hints from this. I just don't know exactly how I'd implement it. Like... Hang on. Let's go back to that. Here. Let's take a look at, for example, this guy. Skin is like a palish color. White cloth. Is there any cloth on him? Yeah, right here. So we'll do that, definitely. So, like, the cloth that you see here, that's gonna be what we sort of do with that. I definitely wanted that, yes. it looks like the majority of the standard Noise Marines do their weaponry in like a ghastly sort of white color with some gold trim. So when we do this here, we'll do something like that. Yeah, the skin. Yeah, we'll figure out the skin. I think I need a complementary tone to the sort of black, or not the black, to the pink. Okay, let's get the pink done. Let's stop mucking about and get the pink done. The coats are thin, so I shouldn't have too much trouble if I do decide to change my mind on, like, maybe this part of the backpack to go with that sort of white theme. And I honestly might do that, frankly. I do like the idea of, like, this bit at the ends here being that same sort of color, the white, that those Noise Marines have on their weapons. Yeah, I think so. I like that. Which one of these do I think most represents the one I want? Probably this guy. An image tab. Yeah. Alright, let's get him zoomed in. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah. That's where we'll take our inspiration from. I'm gonna do things differently to that, but I do like that, and I think that's where, like, we're gonna go with the majority of it. Getting somewhere with that. Let's get the rest of this pink on the power pack filled in on the back here. There we go. Yeah, this feels more forgiving too, you know? I feel a lot less stressed about the tiny details. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, you know, like... Right. These needed that second coat. There we go. Okay. Now the leg armor. Need to wet my brush again. There we go. There we go. Does it go to the back here, or is it... Okay, yeah, no, it doesn't. So, it's just here. And that's trim. I think this is all... Oh no, this is not trim on this side. Neither of these sides are trim. So let's get that blocked out. There we go. Okay. So, I think just this back end right here is also not trim, so let's get that in pink as well. Just a little bit. Coming along nicely, though. I'm rather happy with it. It's just, you know, obviously I'm doing a very sort of slap chop job with the first coats, and then I'll have to clean up the trim later. I mean, I'm not bothered by that. That's gonna be fun, right? But in the meantime, we are getting mostly dry on a lot of these other parts, so let's get the last coat on the outer part of this back power pack. And then we'll go from there. There we go. I like the shade of pink. I don't think it's too bright, which is nice. Oh, let's get that adjusted so it doesn't... Yep. I don't think it's too bad. I do like this shade of pink. Once we go one lighter, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, because the Goonhammer tutorial says if you really want like the Noise Marine, not the Noise Marine, the Emperor's Children color, to go up from here to Pink Horror, which I already have on the palette, but I'm like, how is that actually gonna look? Am I gonna like that? We'll experiment with it, but part of me thinks like I kind of like this darker pink to match any black that I will leave on the model. We'll see. We'll see. Hmm. Okay, and then this part right here. Let's get a little bit. Got this part filled in. Just in back here. Really could have done this a lot easier for myself if I had done this in sub-assemblies, but I am lazy, and my laziness always costs me more work. Alright, there we go. I love making more work for myself. It's okay. You know what? Honestly, this hobby has just been so peaceful for me that I just, like, I'm happy to actually spend the time to do it. I don't really get frustrated painting minis, and that's the nice thing, you know? Like, I'll sit here and, yeah, I'll spend hours, and sometimes I won't get where I want to, and that can be a little frustrating, sure, you know, but I don't ever, excuse me, have a bad time painting minis, you know? Even if I don't get exactly where I want to be, like, I feel good in the end, like I've done something fun with my time. And that's what a hobby should be. So if at the end of this I don't, you know, necessarily have it where I want it yet, that's okay. I feel good about what I'm doing. I enjoy myself while I'm doing it. And that's what a hobby should be. Um, but I do, you know, obviously strive to make things the way I like envision them in my head. And that definitely takes me longer than I think just going by box art would. Like the Slaneshi Demon... Excuse me. Jeez. The Slaneshi Daemon Prince on box art is not quite the most, like, interesting thing I've ever seen. It almost doesn't really feel like a Slaneshi, like, demon. It feels sort of not bland, but, you know, like plain for what should be something that is very much in tune with excess, you know? Um, yeah. There we go. Okay. Okay. I mean, if there was, like, an army that would probably look good if you've, like, thrown paint at it, it would be, like, a Noise Marine centric army, because they're supposed to look, you know, like, very punk rock. Um, so, like, you can sort of excuse away some of, like, the more eccentric designs that you do that way. But I don't think I have the skills for that quite yet. There we go. Okay. Almost there. There. Okay. Oh, that's great. That is almost done. So just a little bit more here. And then it's just back down to the leg plates, and I actually think once those greaves are done, we'll have that first bit of pink done. Yeah, this is starting to look good. I like this. Okay. Alright. Just gonna check my texts real quick. So, give me a sec. Okay, so just the leg plates now. Get a little excess off that. Make sure get enough paint on here, and let's just do these legs. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to look relatively uniform. I just want the paint to, you know, not look like it's... There we go. This side. Well, and then this side. Oh, I still have this one to do. Oh. In there as well. I got a little on the skin. That's not going to matter too much. So, is this... No, that is like a... That is also a leg plate. Yeah. Okay. Unless it's like riveted skin here. No, I think that's... Well, you know what? Actually, let's leave that one black. I kind of like the idea of leaving that one black. So, let's get some Black Legion on there. Let's clean this up first, though. Excuse me. Dab at the edges here a little bit. Get that water off. Go on again, so let's just fiddle with it. Whenever I see it going on that like 30-second count, I just fiddle with the focus to keep it active, which is, you know, nice that I can do that. Okay, there we go. That's cleaned off. I'll let that dry first, and then I do think here, and we're not going to do this. This looks like skin. It looks like it blends in down here, so I'm going to leave that. But this knee plate I will do. Ooh, my hands are shaky. Must be the caffeine finally hitting me. That's gonna need a second coat, definitely. I'm just moving around the paint at this point. Alright. For some reason this power pack edge looks darker. Not sure why. It might not be a big deal, but I'm just gonna get it at least here. get it to match the back a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. And then right in here, I think I missed a spot. Yeah, okay. So, leg plate, I still feel like I could do a little bit more work on that, so I'm just gonna, now that that's already dry, go back over it one more time. I think I need more paint. Definitely do. At this point, I think what little paint I have left is just a glaze. Okay. Backside, see if that's dry and that's the way I want it to look. Yeah, that's the way I want it to look. Oh, maybe a little touch up here. Okay. Let's get that skin to a sort of like a black. Okay. That. Get some of this Black Legion on here. Like Black Legion. Nice paint. Oh, this is still a little wet. Just tiny bit. Just dab at it. Yeah, the contrast will look good against the actual skin. Because this looks like it's like, you know how some of the Slaneshi Marines have like skin taken from other people? I guess technically that'd be leather, but it seems like it's actually just skin. Does look good though. Like that. Okay. Same thing here. Let's do a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So now that's, like, roughly where we want it. I think I'll go with one more coat of Screamer Pink in certain recesses. First, should I refill my water? I think so. Oh. I mean my drinking water. Okay. Let's see. How do we want to do this? I don't need more Black Legion for right now. I think I've got plenty of color to it. Like, it stands out here the way I want it to. So this, maybe one more coat here, one more coat here. Maybe just a little bit of touch up here. I think for the most part this is fine. Maybe just some touch up like right there and maybe like right there. Yeah, now it's just touch up. Okay. Oh, my battery is dying on the camera. I'll need to get that swapped out. I know I have the other one ready. But let's see. First, let's just get a little bit more Screamer Pink. Okay. Okay. And then I'll refill my actual, like, paint cup of water, because that is just pink now. There we go. Okay. So, down here first. This side now. There we go. Right here. Get that properly sort of nicely blocked in. And I'm doing it again. Okay. A little bit more on there. Right here as well. There we go. Okay. More coat here. Down here too. Oh, it's about to thing again. Battery is gonna die soon, so I do need to swap that out. There we go. Okay. Okay. And then down on this side as well. Pretty close. Oh, we want it there. It's getting close. That's good. Up here then. Okay, now this side. there. Just making sure that I've got coverage in there. Good. Okay. Let's get that knee time. See if we can't actually even that out. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this knee, but keep having to go over it a couple more times. It's probably just because it's so round. It's better, kind of. Let's try that. Oh, okay. Good. Right here, I think. And down here. Cool. Okay. Good. It's starting to look the way I want it to. Good. This side here. Honestly, I think this is fine. I don't think I need to do too much with it. Maybe like right in here. There we go. Okay. Backside. There is a little bit right in here, this spot. Just gonna get us a little bit of paint on there just so it looks like it's got some pink on there. There. It's better. Same thing on this side. Just a little bit of pink on here. Little bit in there as well. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Same thing here. Again, this is mostly just touch-up. You know, just making sure that before I move on to anything else, it's properly consistent color. Okay. Is that uniform? It looks like it's pretty uniform. Yeah. Just a little bit more on the bottom. I think I don't need to touch this. This is fine. this, maybe one more coat, and the panels here, the facets, I think they're called. Okay. We're here. Go. Alright. Trouble spot. Okay. There we go. It's right here. And right back here, and then we are officially done with this coat of pink. And I can work on other things. There we go. Yeah. Whoa. See, Mickey, you could do it. Now the helmet. How do I want to do this helmet? Maybe white. I'm really considering like white helmet. And then up here gold. Oh. I think that's... Yep. Camera's dead. Alright. Give me a sec, people. Oh, boy. Well, that's good timing, because it happened right as I finished up with the pink. Let's see. Battery. Put this one back in the charger. It's clicked back in. Oh. This plug back in. Alright, adjust the focus now. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna get some lunch. Because I haven't eaten lunch yet. Swap out the paint. Is that it? No, but that'll work. So, I've been going for 2 hours. I'm gonna come back at like 6 p.m. and keep going. Because I actually think I'm making really good progress on this thing, and I want to finish at least the base coating tonight. Excuse me. I think in the meantime, what I'll do is maybe... In the meantime, what I'll do is I'll figure out how I want to plan out the rest of the model. I'll just look at some schemes to figure out where I want to take the rest of the model. Right now, the pink is a bit bright, but it's not actually as bright in person as it looks on the model. So I think once we do the pink horror, it'll look brighter. And that'll take some like glazing, some wet blending. I do see a spot on here that I want to fix though. There we go. The rest of the model looks fine, but this area down here does look a little bit meh. So, just fixing that up right now before I go get some lunch, and then I'll come back at like 6 p.m., so an hour and a half from now, and then keep working on this. The other stuff, the other parts of this model, which so far I'm quite happy. Oh, uh-oh. Right as I say, oh, I'm quite happy with it, I see something that needs to be fixed. Yeah, I'm cool with this. This looks good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. And then now this looks more uniform to me, which is where I want it. Okay, that works. So, boom. All right. That's where we are so far, which I'm happy with. I think this looks good. I think I could probably, hopefully, I can do the wet blending to the pink horror in a way that's satisfying to me. Maybe I'll just do a couple of successive coats like upward. In fact, let me test. Wow, I said, oh, I'm gonna go get lunch, and now I'm testing. Yeah, so I'll do this in a couple of successive steps, bringing it up a little bit. Which I'm gonna test right now on just this flat paneling. Let's see how that looks. Oh. You know what? Yeah, that really adds something to it. I'll see once it dries. It's gonna take a minute or two to dry, but... Interesting. I don't see, like, that much of a difference right now, but it looks more obvious in the camera, interestingly enough. Oh, I like that. Let's test that a second time. Right. Once this dries up, just need it to dry up. It's almost there, but I don't want to jump the gun. Hmm. Almost. I can see it drying up. I just want to be real careful. Okay, almost there. Real close. Just this little spot there that's maybe oh, that's like a fleck of something. That's not even. It's okay. Doesn't matter too much. Let's try one more successive coat up from there. Yeah, okay. I see where I'm going with this. I like that. I actually quite like that a lot. I just gotta be careful, because I'm starting to see the brush strokes from... But it does look good. I quite like the difference there. It's definitely, like, feeling like it's a different color. Like, it's stepping up properly. Let's try that one more time. And then we'll see if that goes a little too far. Yeah, I will have to blend it a little bit more. I do know that for sure. Just based on like what I'm looking at here, I do think I'll have to blend it a little bit more. But it doesn't look bad. In fact, I do like it. I just need to... Yeah, I'm just gonna need to blend it a little. I just need to be careful with the blending. So that's good. I know that it'll work. Cool. Okay. So I am going to be a proper human being. Make myself some food. Come back in like an hour and a half, maybe 6 o'clock, and then continue. So that's great. That's good. Yeah. Okay. I shall see you all later. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah. See you in like an hour and a half.